guys and dolls, welcome back. So today I'm going to be sharing with you a new series called Double Take Tutorial, which is kind of a mouthful and might not be its final name. If you guys can come up with something more clever, please let me know in the comment section down below, because it was like the only thing I could think of. So what this series will be is 2 looks in one. So you're basically getting 2 tutorials in one video. They will be 2 different looks that will be connected by common themes. So I could at some point do like a rainbow mask on one side of my face and then do a rainbow eye makeup that's a little more quote-unquote wearable. So for today's look, I went with sort of almost like a Southwest kind of theme to my eyeshadow on this side. I'm really digging the way that this side came out. I love it. Shows you a great gradient of colors, a cut crease, some really fun eyeliner. And then on this side, I've got your traditional sort of femme fatale, smoky, sexy eyes. I decided to use one palette to create both looks because I wanted to, for one, show you guys some looks with the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette and give you guys an idea. So I used techniques like a smoky eye and then a gradient and a cut crease and liner and, you know, things like that. So that was part of it, was kind of showing off what this palette can do, but also to show you guys 2 completely different looks. So let me know what you guys think of this concept after you've watched the full video. Let me know if you like seeing 2 looks in one. I also want to encourage you guys to check out my review for this palette. I will have it linked in the description bar down below. There's going to be a limited release of this palette on, I believe, June 12th, and then a full release on June 30th. So it's pretty awesome. It is dupable, so definitely check out that review video that I did, but I do enjoy this palette quite a lot. So let's go ahead and get started with these looks. First things first, I'm going to use a primer all over my eyelid area. I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Fix Primer. This one has a yellow undertone, so it's really nice at like kind of blocking out the redness that I have on my eyelid. Which, I mean, we're going to apply a bunch of red toned eyeshadow, but in order to make that look purposeful, it's nice to block some of that out. That occurs naturally. And then I'm just going to set my primer as you do, and then fluff away the excess. First thing I'm going to do is sketch out a cut crease with this liner. Now if this looks familiar, that's because it's basically identical to the one that came out with the Jean-Michel Basquiat collection. I'm going to start that out here. You know, kind of look in the mirror. What I find is helpful is I have a mirror behind where the camera is. So I find it helpful to look there and kind of keep my eye at a neutral open position, and then I can sketch above the fold in my eye like that, and then that's sort of warbly, and we'll clean it up from there. And what I'm going to do today is, instead of doing like a lot of cut creases cut back up, I'm actually going to cut this one to follow through on the downward slope. Taking a Furless Pro M7, I will actually blend out that liner a bit. Next I'm going to pick up He Devil, same brush. Pick it up on both sides of the brush, so I have plenty to work with. And I will start to go over that line. I'm going to then pick up In Fuego, same brush. The line underneath isn't quite as crisp and clean as I'd like, so I'm just going to take a blending brush, and I'm actually just going to go with it and blend that down. So that way the crisp edge is actually the top edge, and then it's softer on the bottom. In fact, I'm going to pick up a little bit more of He Devil and just make it a thing. Grabbing a little bit of Cayenne, which is just slightly deeper than He Devil, and using that in this outer portion of the arch, because it's just, because of that liner, it's not quite blending, so I need a little buddy to help me out. So that's where having 2 shadows that are kind of sort of almost identical, but not quite, can really come in handy. And then I'm going to pick up a little bit of a combination of In Fuego and Ashes and really enforce the depth of the line in this little outer area here, but we are sort of wisping it away to nothing. And then I'm going to pick up a bit more of Ashes and In Fuego. It's a little bit of shadow fallout. Go ahead and zoom it in so you can see. Considering the boldness of the colors and the paleness of my skin, this really isn't that bad. I'm just gonna wick that away. And for the lid, I'm going to pick up Lumber, which is just beautiful. Beautiful. Place that all over the lid. This is a Smith Cosmetics 256 brush, which is the brush I used to swatch them in my video. It's great for picking up product and laying it down. If you want this color to be more intense, like really, really bold, this is a fluffy flat brush, but if you want like maximum color impact, you could use something like a MAC 239 or something that just really packs it on there. I want this to be sort of like a soft diffusion of color because I want it to blend into the arch. And next I'm going to pick up Ounce, and then I'm going to use that to lighten up what we've done. So create like a beautiful pinky peach color. And then I'll take the side of this brush with just Ounce to really lighten up that inner bit. I'm not going to do any liner on the top. I'm going to leave that naked because, you know, naked heat. Okay, so on the bottom here, I'm going to do some fun liner. I'm going to draw a little line there. Then pull that over. I'm not going to worry about the fact that it's bumpy and stuff just yet. At this outer little bit here, I'm going to kick it down. And then zag it back up. I'm just going to finalize the shape by taking alkaline and just cleaning up the edges of the liner. It kind of punctuates the line, but because all the tones flow together really nicely, it doesn't look completely out of place. So that is look one. Now I'm going to do another look, a completely different look on this side. So I'm going to start out this time with my Urban Decay Perversion liner, and I'm going to sketch that along my lash line. And then I will take my MAC 239 brush and blend it out. And then on top of that, I'll take alkaline. It gets a nice super dark at the lash line, but I do actually have this beautiful burgundy to blend it out. And to act as a base of the shadows I'm going to do. And actually mixing alkaline with the black makes it more purple. Now what I'm going to do is lay down ashes all over my eyelid, and I'm going to use the brush from the palette. I'm going to pop that on all over. And I'm going to use ashes to sort of blend out the rough edge of where I have the liner. Sort of dab it on at first and then use a back and forth motion to blend it out. And it's still, I don't really care too much for this brush. I know it does apply a lot of product at a time, and a lot of people really like them, but they're just not my favorite. I'm gonna stop using that because I'm not enjoying myself. Instead, I'm going to start picking up Infuego, which, by the way, is like totally my fave. But anyway. I'm going to use that to blend that out a bit further with a softer brush, which is going to give me less color impact and is also going to give me a softer blended look. And then I'm going to take He Devil and use that to blend out the inner bit here, because it's a bit lighter and warmer. Take a little bit of Sauced and just use that as the final sort of blend out color. Really blow that color out. It's a little more yellow than what I think this actually needed. I'm going to go back in with a little bit of Infuego, make that a little redder. It's very sunsetty though. I'm really digging that aspect. So for the highlight, I'm going to use Ounce. pretty shimmery. Not really my favorite for a brow bone highlight, but I'm just trying to use this palette without, you know, calling in reinforcements just for something like a highlight. Since I had some liner transfer and I don't want to mess with taking it off, a bit of liner to my lower lash line. I'm going to take the same brush I used on this eye, so it has a little bit of shadow left. Just blend that out. Take a little bit of alkaline as well. Over that I'm going to pick up Ember. And I'll pick up a little bit of Scorched. I'll take a big blending brush and just soften that out. I'm going to take a little bit of Chaser on a fluffy brush. See what that does right here. Yeah, I like that. I just kind of cleaned it up a little bit. In fact, I'm going to just kind of keep blending that over. That's a shadow that I kind of felt was a little bit useless, but it's not exciting on its own. It's kind of a boring color and it doesn't have a lot of color impact, but it's nice for doing something like that. Like, it just sort of cleaned up the way that that looked. For the lid, I'm going to pick up Ember on a fluffy brush and just sort of apply that to the ball of the eye, like the center, and just sort of blend it all around. And then I will take just the tip of the brush on Lumber. No, wait. Yeah, Lumber. And I'll use it just in the center. Look, just kind of brightens it even more. Pretty similar, actually. I really want like a nice, like, bright little kick in the middle. So I'm going to take Ounce on like the side of the brush like that. And then I'll pick up the other brush and just kind of bop it out. And then you can see now I have quite a lot of fallout. That's from Ember. Little mascara never hurt nobody. Since I'm in an Urban Decay mood, I thought I would also show you guys the Urban Decay Skin Shapeshifter highlight palette contour thing. Mine is already broken, which is pretty distressing. I'm not going to use any of the creams because I already have powder on and everything, and that would just create all kinds of problems that I'm not in the mood. So what I am going to do is use the lighter of the two contour colors in here. That looks like it's going to be real intense. Let's knock that down a peg or two. That still looks pretty intense for me. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is blend that out because it's way darker and more than what I need. Okay, so never mind of that. All three of these lipsticks are fully gorgeous, and all three of them would completely go with this look, but because I almost never do a nude, I thought that I would do a nude. So this is Fuel. Is this looking kind of orange? I think I want this lip to work, but it's not, so I'm going to take it off. Okay, so take two. I'm going to use Heat. So what I like about Heat is that you can apply it just like with one basic layer. Like I applied, well, kind of like 2 layers to the top and then just transferred it onto the bottom. And then it's kind of sheer, which is pretty cool, but I'm going to layer it up and make it really red. Lipstick does have some physical particles to it, so it's definitely a little bit on the grittier side, so keep that in mind. However, it's also one of the most beautiful red lipsticks I've ever used. But that's the look. That's much better. That other, like, I like the idea of doing a nude, but sometimes it doesn't work for me. So, there. That is the look. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you think of this double take tutorial format. It's something that I feel really strongly about and I'm really, really excited for. If you guys would like to see a review of the Naked Heat palette, as well as a comparison between it and the Stinky Peach palette and the Modern Renaissance palette and a couple of other things, go ahead and click that link in the description bar down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Remember to be vintage or tacky, just be your own kind of beautiful. See you, bye.